Hello and welcome to another episode of the Appelboom Bites podcast. Today is episode number 30 already, and it's a really special episode because we have an amazing co-host. It is the one and only Michael Waltinger, aka Scrively. Welcome on the show, Michael. How are you doing?
Good evening, everybody. I'm doing very, very fine. How about you?
I'm fine. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. And we have a really special guest on the show because it is Zeynep, aka Writemeoften on Instagram. Hello, Zeynep. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm fine. How are you? How are you,
fine.
Mikael, by the way?
I'm good.
Yes, it's great to have you here on the show, Zeynep. It's always I've met you now a couple of times already, and it's always a great pleasure to meet you and to hang out with you. So we met on several pen shows already in the Netherlands, in the United States. I just see you everywhere, and it's always a lot of fun. So later on in the show, we will talk a little bit about that more. But before we start the podcast, we always do the pen check. And Michael, would you like to start with your pen check?
The pen check.
Happy to. I think today there's something which might be a little bit unexpected for me because like regular followers of my channel know that I personally prefer German fountain pens, not because I'm a German, just because I'm drawn to a lot of them. But of course, as a reviewer, I get all kinds of pens in my hands. And today I have one with me that is really beautiful and perhaps a keeper, breaking with my rule of only German pens. And that's like the Waterman Exception. I think it's called L'Essence de Bleu, some kind of a special edition. It's a super cool pen because number one, it's actually a square pen. There's not so many square pens out there. Most of them are round. And then it has like this fantastic wave pattern in there. I think sort of like commemorating River Seine or something like that. And then it has like a super cool deep blue lacquer, which is really nice, and has a fantastically springy nib on it, the 18K gold nib that is obviously plated, as you can see. And it's inked with Diamine Florida blue. And it has like a bit of a square section, which is kind of rounded. It's extremely comfortable to hold and write with. So that's my pen check for today. Great pen.
Where do you hold the pen? Because I've got a lot of feedback from customers that hold the pen exactly where the step down is from the grip section to the barrel.
I hold it like
you're okay,
like this.
Amazing.
No, I'm super good with it. And even if you hold it on the step down, to be honest, it's super comfortable. It's not sharp at all. I mean, no problem even holding it up here. No complaints. I think it's it's one of the most comfortable writers that I've written with. It's really, really good pen.
It's a wonderful pen. It really is.
It is.
It's really nice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Review coming soon. Watch out.
Looking forward to it. All right, Zeynep, let's go to your pen check. What fountain pen do you carry with you today?
Okay, then it's my turn to represent Germans.
Yes.
So I have a vintage Kaweco. It's a model called V2, and it has a hooded nib. So the good part is, if you are just like me, stepping down your grip to the end, to the most possible end, it's a very comfortable pen, and it's a piston filler. But if you're holding a little bit up, then maybe those threads here can be a little bit uncomfortable, but not much because they're not very sharp. They're not very stingy. It's a very nice pen, and it has an oblique broad nib, which I like. So this is my pen check for this episode.
It's really nice. I always like hooded nibs.
Yeah, I like hooded nibs. I love Parker 51s and all kind of pens like that.
What ink do you have in it, Zeynep? What is it inked with?
It is now inked with Diamine Blue Black.
Cool.
And I think it's a very, very underestimated ink.
I agree.
Because the color is beautiful. If it has a more, fashionable name, it would be much more popular. But the name Blue Black does not pay much respect to that ink.
No,
Why
maybe we
not?
need
So
to get
then you
maybe
know
we need
what
to get
what you
Diamond
get.
some help from Robert Oster. I think
Because it's not a classic boring blue black. It has also some green tint in it. And I like the quality of the ink because it's so easy to clean your pens with those inks, like 2 flashes and you're done. And it behaves well on every paper.
So you propose that it actually should be called blue, green, black because there's a little green in it.
No, it should be like the water of the Seine or something. I don't know. Much more cooler name. It should be a cooler name.
I like that. I like that.
Fancy name.
Everybody that's watching this right now, if you have a great name for it, let us know in the comments below. I'm really curious about your thoughts. Let's go to my pen check because I have something really special here on this side of the world because we're in Europe right now and I have a US exclusive here in my hands. It is a Pilot and it's the custom 745 Verdigris.
oh
I don't
my
know
God.
if you can see it.
Awesome. That's
So
cool.
it is
beautiful.
I have
Massive
it here.
FOMO on my end here right now.
Yes, it is. It is really cool. It just came in. I didn't ink it up yet. It has a medium nib on it, and actually, this is just the custom 823, but it's not a piston filler. It is a cartridge converter, and there are people out there that are really have a preference for cartridge converter fountain pens. For example, people that travel a lot, they have a preference for these kind of fountain pens. And this color it's really hard to make a picture of it, but it's a really cool color. It's really cool.
But that's
So
already the second pen
it's
that
not
you're bringing to
Appelboom
Europe that is
green, but
normally
it's
an
cool.
exclusive, yeah? I mean, you have the E95 that we can only get through you, right? Because it's
Yes.
exclusive, and that's the second thing that you're doing there now.
Yeah. So what Pilot does is they launch like 1 million products, and then each distributor in the US, in Europe, in Japan, they can all decide, okay, we are going to carry this color, we're going to carry that color. So that makes some products really exclusive for other parts in the world. So that's
Right.
for us, it's good because we are the only one in Europe who sell it. But I can also imagine that if you do not want to buy any pens with us, which I cannot imagine that you want to do that.
Who would not want to buy a pen?
I have no clue. But then you cannot get it. So it's, or at least you can get it, but then you have to pay like really high import fees if you are imported from the United States.
And if you don't want to buy from Joost, then just write me and I will buy it from Joost, and then you can buy it from me. You can do something like that as well.
We will figure something out. No worries. No worries. We'll all be anonymous. All right. That was the pen check for this week. Zeynep, the first question that I have for you is from our previous guest. That was Matthias Ringgaard from the CEO from Diplomat. That was a lot of fun last week. It was a great podcast, a great show. And he had a question for you. And the question was as follows. Do you think that left-handed people appreciate a fountain pen more? Am I asking this correctly, Mikhail, or?
Yeah, I think it's definitely having to do with left-handed fountain pen usage. So maybe we can just keep it open, like when you hear left-handed fountain pen usage, what do you think about it then?
Right, first question, are you right or left-handed? That's maybe also important to know.
Yeah, I am a right-handed person and I am in the spectrum of dyslexia, so I always have hard time to tell my left from right. But as far as I can see, there are 2 different styles of left-handers. Some of them are called overwriters because they grip the pen, like this. I have many pens with me, so I can check with this one. And when they have the paper, they write it like upside down, kind of. And some of them are trying to write like that. And both ways are okay. But the thing is, the tip for the left-handers, it's it's better if you use a fast drying ink and an absorbent paper going with this one, because some other papers which have more coating might be a little bit difficult to dry, and there's always a risk that you can smear the ink up. So you can always enjoy your fountain pens with a fast drying ink, I guess.
Michael, you're also right-handed, right?
No, I am actually left-handed.
All right.
I even made a video on my about left-handed fountain pen users. So I was originally a side writer, which I still am sometimes, but I have retrained myself to be a so-called underwriter, which is actually not rocket science. And I actually think that left-handers can use, I mean, it's a misconception that left-handers can't use fountain pens. They can use literally any fountain pen, with, agreeing with Zeynep, maybe the caveat being like a triple broad fire hose paintbrush kind of thing. But I always talk about the combination of pen, nib, and paper. And if you go extreme, right, a fine nib with a fast drying ink on more absorbent paper will get you into the realms of this being very usable. Don't use, a super wet ink with a triple broad or flex nib on Tomoe River paper. That just doesn't set you up for success. But other than that, just order oil pens that Joost has to sell and enjoy your life, and it's going to be amazing. So there's no worries.
It's quite funny. We get this question quite often. So, hello, I am blah, 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 and I'm left-handed. Do you also sell left-handed pens?
And you don't need that, right? I reviewed the Lamy lefty nib. Good that they have it. There's no difference, You don't need a lefty nib. I understand that has like a slightly different grind on it. But you can just write with any nib, right? Like it just doesn't make any difference. Just don't use a flex nib, right? Because if you're a side writer, the flex nib will do with strange things and so on. But other than that, and of course, what you also need to think about, now we get a bit into specialities. If you are a side writer and you use either a stub or an architect nib, it will do the exact inversion, right? Because if you're a side writer, then the stub nib will be an architect nib and the architect nib will be a stub nib. If you know what I'm talking about. But other than that, just go bonkers and order your pens and nibs and have fun.
And oblique nibs, like Zeynep has on their pen check?
I never tried an oblique nib, to be honest. I can't say that. I don't know.
I think we have two different kind of obliques, normal obliques and the reverse obliques. But what you should be using is depend on how you grip the pen, how your nib touches or the kisses the paper.
How the nib kisses the paper, that was poetic.
I like how you say that.
Was
wow.
Poetic. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Okay. It's going to be a podcast like this, okay, with these kind of words. Now we have to step up our game, Michael, a little bit.
Yeah, let's practice.
Okay. All right, Zeynep, from origin, you are Turkish, and I'm really wondering, how is the Turkish writing culture? So I am aware a little bit of how it is going in the Netherlands, in the United States. How is it in Turkey?
Actually, Turkish writing culture is quite profound. Historically, Turkish Republic is based on the Ottoman Empire, and during the Ottoman Empire era, being a writer was very important. So if we're
not going to talk politics about Ottoman Empire and things like that, okay? We're not going to do that.
So if we are talking about a person intellectual, we always say, oh, he's a person, he licked the ink. Because in the old times, when you make a mistake, you just lick your finger and swipe it down. So it means that you lick a lot of ink.
Like kissing, I mean, this is going like
Welcome to Valentine's Day special podcast.
Is it after 10 o'clock already? Is it?
So we have a lot of writing culture. With old alphabet, with new alphabet. And I think within the last 10 years, we have quite a bit rise of the stationery stores, the blogs, the communities. And I am the founder of, or let's say co-founder, because I have great friends helping me, to a Facebook group. And we are over 5,000 people right now.
Wow.
And this is only Turkish-speaking community. Yeah, I just want to emphasize that there's no English speakers among us. So this is just only Turkish-speaking community, that more than 5,000 people.
So we need to start to do this podcast in Turkish so they can also listen to it.
You can learn a bit. I know you have sources. The thing is, we used to do monthly meetings before the pandemic, and it was like 40, 50, 60 people all together every month.
Wow.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's really cool. And that's then in Istanbul, or?
Yeah, in Istanbul. And sometimes once or twice a year in the capital state, Ankara.
Oh, wow.
That's
cool. Really impressive. Yes.
Yeah.
We don't have that here.
Yeah, actually, this is the most important part that I miss about the fountain pen community in Turkey, because I could only gather with people in very rare occasions, like, I don't know, twice a year or something in Netherlands or in Belgium. So it would be great if you organize something like this in Amsterdam.
Just for the people that are listening to this, you are living in Belgium, right? So you're Turkish from origin, and now you're living in Belgium.
For a short time, I'm coming Amsterdam.
Yes, congratulations. So you are, you got your, how do you say that? You got your allowance for the university?
Yeah, I have been accepted.
Yes.
Actually, they offered, I accepted. I don't know why this is reversed, but yeah, or let's say I have been accepted to the University of Amsterdam Psychology Department.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
Congratulations. Yes. So now you're really close to the Appelboom store. You can come there more often. And you know, all the pen meets that we have in the Netherlands, you can join them now. It's not that often. We don't have them every month, but they are there.
Yeah, we can put it in a calendar, like, I don't know, 4 times a year.
Yeah, something like that. I think so. And then we have, of course, the Dutch Pen Show as well, the Pelican Hub. So there's still a lot of meetings, but it's not like every month. But back to Turkey. What I was wondering is, so I know in the Netherlands, people start, or the children learn to write with a fountain pen if they are like 10 years old, more or less, 9, 10 years old. Is that the same in Turkey?
No, unfortunately. When I was a kid, and it was decades ago, we had some kind of a calligraphy lessons, but not with a fountain pen. It was with a dip pen and an ink pot. And as an adult, as a person who has a lot of handwriting experience right now, as I am, it is still very hard for me to use a dip pen and an ink pot. Because you need a lot of practice for that. And I'm talking about the regular ink, which is very runny. And I'm talking about very poor quality dip pens.
Of course, because
and
what age?
Ink always, like I was, I don't know, 10, maybe 9.
Wow. But that's dangerous, you know? Let kids of 10 years old play with ink and things like that.
Yeah, because you cannot control the ink. It always runs down and splits somewhere. You always have big spots on your school clothing and everything. So I think then they quit doing that. And nobody has calligraphy lessons anymore in the primary schools.
It's a shame.
But still, we are here. There are a lot of people using fountain pens.
Then it's even more impressive.
It's much more easier with a fountain pen.
Yes, it is. But it's so impressive then that community in Turkey is so big, although they are not learning it in primary school.
And it is amazing that it's not just only older people. We have a lot of young friends among us, like very young university students, even high school students. They like fountain pen. They save their pocket money to get another fountain pen. So a lot of big hearts to them.
You have customers in Turkey, Joost? Is there orders coming in from Turkey, or?
Yes, we do have customers in Turkey, but so we have this list, right, of like the worst customs in the entire world. I can tell you the Indian customs are like the worst. You don't ever want to ship anything to India because it's always a struggle. But the Turkish customs, I think they are in like our top 5 or so. They're really horrible. It's I don't know what to say. It's always a challenge to ship something to.
And then they all talk about the global village and everything is easy, right? And then all of a sudden you figure out it's not. I remember when we talked to what was his name from the Urushi studio and making business globally, right? We talked about founding companies in different countries, which is also not always easy.
No, it is. It is always challenging. It's always challenging, and I understand it because the customs, they have to protect their country, also in an economic way. But it's really challenging sometimes to ship something to Turkey.
I know. It's not just even you. Like if I send a birthday present to my mom, it's always a problem as well.
Yeah.
I have quite a
Does
few
she have to pay import fees
from
for
Turkey as well, and I was surprised about it in the beginning. I didn't also know that there's like so many pen aficionados and fans in Turkey, but I have quite a few people that regularly comment and say hi and so on from Turkey. Always super nice.
Yeah, it's a great community. It's a great community. Talking about pen communities, the Dutch Pen Show, it's coming closer and closer now, and I'm really looking forward to it because first of all, I will see Zeynep again, of course. So that's like, the most important thing of the entire show. But besides that, there are also a lot of other people and a lot of other vendors, and it's just an amazing event. We sold already over 600 tickets for the show. So there will be a lot of people, and that's even without the vendors. So we sold over 100 tables, over 600 tickets already. So it's going to be a great event. And if you have the opportunity, make sure to visit it. It's June 4th is the show. And it's always great fun, right, Zeynep? Because you are experienced in pen shows.
Yeah, the thing is, Dutch Pen Show is very, very special in my heart. It is my first pen show ever.
Aww.
And it was your first pen show ever as well.
That's true.
Yeah, it was the first year, and that's why it's very special for me. And I'm really, of course, it's not my right to be proud, but I'm really proud to see that it grows every year and it becomes better and better.
Yeah, we try to. And of course, you're also part of it because at the end, everybody that comes to the show become part of that show. So it's also, you can be proud of it. That's no problem at all. You should be proud. And on the because I've also met you on the DC Pen Show, of course. What other shows did you go already?
We have a show in Istanbul, but we don't call it show. I don't know why.
It's Pen Fest.
Fest.
Of course.
Yeah, we have the Istanbul Pen Fest. I've been to Madrid. I've been to Hamburg, DC, and Dutch. And I think that's all as far as I remember. But I think my 2 favorite shows are the Dutch Pen Show and the DC. Of course, DC is something you cannot compare with anything because it's the biggest and it's the United States. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people came around the world. But the Dutch Pen Show, as far as I can see, is the most important. And I've also been to Köln Pen Show as well. I forgot to mention about that. And I think the Dutch Pen Show is the biggest pen show in Europe. And what I like about it it combines modern and vintage in such a balanced way, so everyone can enjoy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was my question. Like, what is it that you like about a Dutch pen show? What makes it unique from the other pen shows?
First of all, this one, okay, being very balanced in terms of modern and vintage.
Mm-hmm.
Because if it is too modern, that sometimes some people lose their interest, and if it is too vintage, there is not much room for novelty.
Mm-hmm.
And the second thing is it's very logistic, very easy logistics.
Mm-hmm.
So even if you're coming from Turkey, if anybody is watching it from Turkey, I don't know, you can just hop on a
Everybody's
train,
watching this from Turkey.
stay one night, and then leave at the end of the pen show. So you will just stay one night. First day you can see around, either in Amsterdam or Utrecht, I don't know, and you can have the show, and then you can go back. So it will just be a weekend, a very compact but very fruitful weekend. You will enjoy it. And the third thing is the venue. Among all the pen shows, I have never seen a pen show that values the vendors and the participants all together. Because in some shows, I know that there is even hard to find, I don't know, a bottle of water or something for a vendor. You can't leave your table. You have to go there up to your room or anything, and it's very hard. But in Dutch Pen Show, you have 2 stations, so we can have coffee, we can have water, and even some fruits or snacks. And for the participants, I love the goodie bag, and I'm a bit, I don't know how to say that. I'm a bit sulking because the vendors doesn't have the goodie bag, the entrance bag, and I want entrance bag.
Mm-hmm. Aww. No, it's we had to downsize the goodie bags a little bit because it was a little bit out of hand, with if there are 500 people coming, arranging 500 goodie bags, that was a lot to ask from everybody that contributes to the goodie bag. So we had to downsize it now a little bit to 250 goodie bags, and people could have bought it like in the same time as buying the ticket, and they're all sold out already. But there will be a lot of great things in that goodie bag. I know a few things already. Yeah, I don't know. But Mikael, are you now convinced, and do you now come to the show? Yeah, because actually that was my goal. Like,
I know.
Zeynep talk about it and convince you.
You have one podcast left to get me there. I'm definitely teased.
That's important. That's what I'm trying to do. Yeah, Zeynep, because you were at the Dutch Pen Show, you were helping out an amazing Turkish brand, Galen Leather, on the show. And thank you, Yunus, for everything what you do for the show. Really appreciate it. And I was wondering, because you helped selling Galen Leather on the show, right? So you have seen all the Galen Leather products, but what is your favorite product from Galen Leather?
Yeah, first of all, hi, Yunus. I think this helping Galen out with the pen shows are kind of a tradition for us. Because when we first started, I was already working in a job, but I was doing it as a hobby. And we're still doing it. And I use a lot of Galen products. I love them. But first, of course, it's the notebooks. This is my now about to be finished notebook. I have this much left.
So you need to have a new one.
This is my 3rd notebook of the year.
Wow.
So I need a sponsor for my notebook.
From 2023, this is your 3rd notebook.
Yeah.
Wow, okay. That's nice.
And I use both pages.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What do you write in that notebook? I'm really curious now.
Yeah, it is my study notes for the psychology.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
I started studying. So the second favorite of my all, and you can really understand it's so much use, a lot of wear and tear here. It is the notebook covers. I use a lot, and without them, I don't know what would I do. And of course, my it's third notebook covers is my magnum opus. I like it.
That's a really cool one.
Yeah, it's magnetic and it's very sturdy and it's very sleek. And as you can realize, I really like this honey ochre.
But what I also like about that magnum opus pen case is that you can actually grab the how do you say the holder out of it. Yes, it's really convenient.
You can take the tray out.
Yes, the tray. Yes, it's really convenient.
I think it's amazing.
Yeah. Michael, do you have some products from Galen?
I will carry it every day to the school.
I do. Yunus has, I think, sent me stuff to review twice, and I have not yet gotten around to review the full batch, but I have reviewed a couple of things. I like their pen pouches quite a bit. I think they're super cool, and I also I think with one of them, he shipped even like a wooden stick that you could put in sort of like to widen the slots a little bit so that you get like an M800 or a 149 in. So super thoughtful. And I also like these notebooks, these that have, I think they have Tomoe River paper in and they are bound in beautiful leather. And the notebook covers are also fantastic that you can then use for the Moleskines and Leuchtturms and so on. And I think it's excellent craftsmanship and really nice quality. And if I remember right, in each shipment you almost get like a small postcard from Turkey, and then like I think a small, I think it's a glass eye or something like that.
It's called an evil eye. So it protects you from the evil.
Yeah, so I think the overall package and the thoughtfulness that goes into everything that they do, I think it's fantastic. I think everyone should check them out. Really cool. Support a small
and it's also
business.
Quite affordable.
Yeah, totally.
For what you get, it's really affordable.
100%, really, really affordable. I mean, it's leather goods, right? If you compare them to some other leather goods and so on, like it's extremely affordable. Yeah, totally.
Yes. Zeynep, have you ever been to the factory of Galen leather?
No, not the factory, but the warehouse. Yeah.
The warehouse, okay, because I'm still wanting to go there, make a video of how this all is made, because it's like,
let's go together.
Sell it a lot. Yes. And that's also just another reason for me to go to Turkey and eat Turkish food, and so
I think that is the true motivation, actually. Yeah. And in combination with stationery, of course, right? I mean,
of course.
If you have a vacant spot, you can.
Yes, I'm completely not going there just for the sun and the food and the people. No. I'm just there just for work.
Business, yeah, just for work. Yeah.
Yes.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really hard. It's really hard work for me.
Yeah.
Talking about hard work, I need to work now a little bit because I have some new products to announce.
New products.
And actually, I have two new products, but it's from the same brand and the same model, because it is the Otto Hutt D06, which is a wonderful design fountain pen. And they are now out in two new special edition colors. So they're only made in a certain period of time. It is the olive green and the orange, and they look amazing, especially the orange, but maybe I'm a little bit biased because I'm Dutch, and all the Dutchies, they all like orange and all these kind of things. So, and the green one is of course also amazing, because green is always a great color for us. So they're just two amazing colors, and I really like it. It's lacquered, and the Otto Hutt Design 06 is a great pen. Michael, did you ever review the Design 06?
Good question. I think I have. I think I did. I reviewed
But it
the
didn't
07
impress you
and
that much that you're still imagining.
No. I mean, like, I know that I had some, but I'm not just sure, like, if I've reviewed them, like, but I think I have. No, I mean, like, it did impress me. Like, it's my favorite Otto Hutt. I like the design 07 as well, but it's like fairly expensive and it's quite hefty. I think the 06 is much more affordable, and it's has a little bit the Lamy 2000 design language. You have a bit of a stretch of an imagination, but it definitely has this Bauhaus theme going on, the minimalism, and has a spring-loaded clip and a nice grip section. And it's very, very fast to uncap, if I remember right. It's just like half a turn of a cap or so. So it's a great pen. It's my favorite Otto Hutt, I would say.
Yeah, it's a really nice sign. I forgot to mention the colors have gold trimmed metal details, so that's always a great thing, right?
Yeah, fits those colors very nice.
Yes.
And what I like about this design is the tapered grip section.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah,
I agree.
Because in most of the metal pens, they go just very cylindric ones, and it's not very comfortable. But this one has the tapered grip section.
You're right, Zeynep.
It's a really good point. It's a really good point.
And they have nice nibs as well. They have very, very good nibs.
Yeah, they always have smooth nibs. Their quality control is amazing.
It's really top notch. Steel nibs, gold nibs, they are very good.
Yeah. Actually, we have been to the Otto Hutt factory. We made a how it's made video. So if you want to see how the products are made there, make sure to check that video out, because it will just really impress you. Michael, we are already there. We are there for your last question for Zeynep.
So that one I'm excited for. Zeynep, what is your all-time favorite stationery item and why?
All-time.
That's a really good question.
Item could be a pen, a notebook, a sharpener, or I don't know what. What's your favorite stationery item, and why is it your favorite?
Of course, my favorite stationery item is a fountain pen.
Yeah, that was the easy one. Okay, besides the fountain pen, because otherwise it will be too easy.
Then it's the Magnum Opus case. But the thing is, okay, I'm not doing any favorism, but the old Ackerman ink bottles are amazing.
Yes,
they are amazing
that's
design.
True.
I mean, this design is like
so now you're going to promote my competitors on my own show. That's okay. Just go ahead.
But Joost, last time you said like you don't have competitors.
I know. I'm kidding.
But this is a very, very clever design. I know.
You know that it's originally from Gimborn. That was a Dutch company. So they went bankrupt, and then Ackerman, they bought a design, or in some case they used a design, and now it's their ink bottle. Now it's the Ackerman ink bottle that everybody is aware of. Yes,
it's a cool design. It's very iconic. There's no other ink bottle out there like that, right?
Okay, look, I'm not showing the brand.
Nobody
name,
knows
but
what. Nobody knows what this could.
Nobody knows. And this is a regular size 6 nib. Okay.
Yeah, it's impossible, right?
So you will see, this is where the bottle ends. So if you're under this level,
no chance.
You cannot fill your pen within this bottle. It's crazy. It's crazy how
it's actually it's like
ink manufacturers doesn't care about how we fill the
No,
ink,
it's crazy. Like, I mean, like, you
pens.
could basically do a test of like, I don't know, like 50 different types of ink bottles, and most of them you actually can't fill. It just doesn't work, right? Like, either they will topple over, or like you just don't get the nib in. I mean, if they're full and you have a Kaweco Sport, everything cool, right? But like, if they're like sort of like at 20% fill level, and you come with your Montblanc 149, or Esprit Brown comes with his giant, enormous Namiki Emperors, then game over.
Yeah, in other pens, I could do some stuff. I could use like syringes. I could use directly the converter, but with Montblancs, or any pens that I cannot unscrew the nib, it's game over. I can't use that ink.
Joost, we need to fix that somehow, I think.
I think it would be a really fun video to expose the most inconvenient ink bottles out there.
I think they're
there
not.
are a lot
I think
of
they're
them.
not there anymore. Like I think the most inconvenient ones they have already been discontinued.
Yeah.
We are talking about the same ink bottle with like this big.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. The pants doesn't fit from the neck. Oh,
you can just name and shame. That's okay. We just do that here.
It was the old J. Herbin, this signature series with the shimmer inks. You know, this cube.
Oh, that was not even the one that I thought about.
With seal.
Okay.
And the bottleneck was so thin that even and like M400 doesn't
And I
fit.
thought about the Sailor Gentle inks, the old ones, like that where the bottle was flat like a camera pen.
But they have something inside,
but it
so
didn't
you
really
could
work.
just yeah.
But now they don't have them anymore. Now they made square ones.
They learned their lesson. They learned their lesson.
Yeah, they learned. They really learned.
Yeah.
You can see that.
More or less.
All right. Zeynep, before we're ending the show, I'm going to ask you if you have a question for our next guest, because that's how it works.
Oh. Should I be cruel?
You can ask whatever you want.
Okay. So, the next guests, I don't know who are you, but a lot of love. What do you think about the coating of the paper? Would you prefer coated papers like Tommy River, or do you prefer uncoated papers to write with?
Okay, that's a good question. I'm writing it down. Do you prefer coated paper?
Oh, can I ask one more?
No kidding. What would you like to ask?
Okay. What is the most convenient ink bottle, do you think?
That's a good one. I think the tricky one with the coated papers is that with some papers, I wouldn't even know if they're coated or not. I mean, with Tomoe River, it's quite obvious, but with some of the other big manufacturers, I wouldn't even know if they're coated or not. I can tell you that they are more or less absorbent, but I wouldn't know if they're coated.
But I'm sure that this guy, because our next guest will be Joe from Gentleman Stationery, he will know.
Cool.
He will know. He will know. He will know. All right, guys, thank you so much for doing this episode together with me, Michael. I see you next week. Next week is already your last episode, right?
Yeah, that's time flies.
That's sad.
Time flies.
Yeah.
Time flies. I mean, it was tough to be
When you're
around
having
Joost
fun.
for like 5 episodes, but all the guests were fantastic.
Yes. But it's okay. You survived. Zeynep, thank you so much for being our guest here. And I will see you in a few weeks on the Dutch Pen Show. And after you move to Amsterdam, I will see you more often for sure.
Thanks, Zeynep. It was great meeting you.
Yes. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for listening to the show. And if you're watching this, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you won't miss out on a video anymore. And we see you next week with another episode. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.